Hey, and welcome to Living in Lansing, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between with life in Lansing and the greater mid-Michigan area. Before we get started with today's topic, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification button down below. Stay updated with everything that we share about Lansing, real estate, and life here in mid-Michigan. I'm John Douglas with the Mitten Home team at Keller Williams Realty here in Lansing, Michigan. And let's jump in today with our topic, 7 reasons you may not want to move here. Before I get started, I'm not trying to unsell you on Lansing, but there are things that may turn off people about living in the Lansing area. So get educated on what you may or may not like about the Lansing area. So let's jump in and let's talk about the top 7 things that we've come up with that you may not like about living here in greater mid-Michigan. All right, let's dive in. Let's talk about the reasons you may not want to move here to Lansing, Michigan in the greater mid-Michigan area. First and foremost, the winters. They're long, they're cold, and they're dark. That may not be for you. The average temperature in December for the highs is in the low 30s, and when we get to January, we're looking at average highs in the high 20s and average lows in the teens. Brr. Any rate, there's some good. We get snow, so if you like snow sports, this may be the place for you. We've got snowboarding and skiing on some hills locally, and up north in Michigan, we've got full ski resorts. And you may like snowmobiling or just sledding or some other outdoor activities during the winter that make that appealing. Here in mid-Michigan, we average just under 4 feet of snowfall each year. So on the west side of Michigan, we get lake effect snow coming in off of Lake Michigan. So they can get drastically more snow than we do here in Lansing in the mid-Michigan area, but we still get on average about 4 feet per year. The last few years here in Michigan, we've seen less than average, so we're getting ready for a heavy snowfall the next few years. So if you like snow sports, if you like being outdoor during the winter when it's cold and we've only got 8 or 9 hours of daylight, this may be the place for you. But our number one reason you may not want to move here to Michigan, especially the Lansing and greater mid-Michigan area, it's cold, we get some snow, and it's dark a lot during the winter. If those don't bother you, let's go. Let's make the move. Okay, so number 2 on the list of things that you may not like about the greater Lansing area, we're a college town. We're not just a college town, we're a big college town. Michigan State University is one of the largest in the country as far as on-campus attendance, and right across the freeway from Lansing is East Lansing, the home of the Michigan State Spartans, and that just may not be the vibe you're looking for. If you're not looking for the college town feel, the good news is you can probably get far enough away from Michigan State and the physical university that you don't have the college town feel. Some people like the college town feel, and that may be the vibe for you, but when we get around East Lansing and Michigan State University, you're going to get lots of undergrads, you're going to get the party life, you're going to get busy seasonal traffic, you're going to have crazy weekends where you can't get in and out of town very well because there's home football or basketball games. For some people, that's what you want, that's what you're coming here for, but for other people, that could be a big drawback. Again, the good news is you could probably live on the outskirts of town and avoid almost all of that, but living in a college town isn't for everybody, so our number 2 reason you may not want to move here, we are a big college town. Okay, number 3 on the list of reasons you might not want to move to Lansing in the greater mid-Michigan area. Our economy is solid, it's stable, but we may not have the variety of jobs and options you want for employment and for your career. We are really anchored here in the mid-Michigan area by only a handful of really big employers. And outside of that, we don't have a lot of other industries. First and foremost, we've got the Michigan State Capitol, all the government jobs that go along with that. Second, Michigan State University, a huge employer in the area with 40 to 50,000 students on campus and everything that comes with that. And then third, we're part of the auto industry. Everything in Michigan revolves around the auto industry, it seems like, but Lansing's no exception. We have multiple plants here that are producing vehicles, and we have all the affiliated businesses, and we have all those supply houses and supply chain affiliated businesses that help prop up the auto industry. Other than that, we have some moderately small to medium-sized employers like Auto Owners Insurance, Jackson National, but we don't have a lot of variety. There's not a booming market for agriculture or industry that's related to forestry or some of these other things that you will find in a big city. So jobs and economy are stable, but you don't have a lot of options. That's the number 3 reason you may choose not to move to the Lansing area. If that doesn't bother you or you're working for one of the big employers in the area, let's go, let's make a move. All right, coming in at number 4 on our list of reasons you may choose to avoid moving to Lansing. Things you might not like about the area. Well, this isn't a big city. We've got a little slower pace of life. I consider Lansing a small city myself. Our metro area population comes comes in at right about 500,000 people. So if you're a big city person, this may not be the town for you. Lansing in general has a lot of things to offer, but we don't have the big city feel of a Chicago, a New York, not even something like Detroit. So Lansing, a smaller city. We do have some nightlife. A lot of that's revolving around Michigan State and the university life. And we've actually got a really great food scene. So if a food scene's important to you for a small city of 500,000 people, we're doing really well. But some of the other big city feels you are not going to find here. It's a little bit slower, it's a little bit quieter, and travel in the area, it's a lot better than the big cities. So we've got some pros and cons, but if you're a big city person, Lansing probably isn't going to check that box for you. If that's not what you're looking for and you want a small to mid-sized city, let's go. Let's make a move. Who do you know that loves paying taxes? Not me and not anybody I know. Coming in at number 5 on the list, but it could easily be number 1. Property taxes in Michigan, especially in a lot of the areas of mid-Michigan, are quite high in relationship to either other states or even some of the other less developed areas in the state of Michigan. Property taxes here are determined by the taxing authority. So in certain cases, that's the city of Lansing or the city of East Lansing or Meridian Township, Delhi Township, Delta Township. And then that's overlaid with what school district that you're paying for at your residence. Property taxes really can be quite high. If you're moving from out west where there's areas with low property taxes, you may get a sticker shock when you move to the area. There are some trade-offs though. We have a much lower sales tax than some areas. At any rate, property taxes are a part of buying a home here. And if you're going to buy a home here, you're going to pay property taxes. Just get ready for a little sticker shock. And that may be a reason you don't want to move here. However, we do have a really solid and strong economy, and a lot of people find it affordable to live here, even with the high property taxes. And remember, your property taxes are paying for things that probably benefit you. Schools, street lights, road work, so on and so forth. So your property taxes are going to be in relation to the services that you receive as a resident of wherever you choose to live in mid-Michigan. So while it may be a reason that some people choose not to live here, it is also a benefit on the other side of that coin. And that's our 5th reason you may not want to move to the Lansing area, but maybe you still do. If you do, let's go. All right, we're getting close to the end of the list. Reasons you may not want to move to the Lansing and mid-Michigan area. Coming in at number 6 for us, there's not awesome mass transit. Well, if you don't want to drive everywhere, you don't want to pay the high cost of owning a car, you don't have a lot of great options here. Yes, we have a bus system called CATA, but it doesn't reach all the areas. It doesn't always come as often as you'd like. So if you're used to the big city life, being able to take the subway, buses that run every 5 or 7 minutes, you're not going to find that here in Lansing. Other side of the coin though is if you are going to go anywhere in a car here, we have great transportation. We're actually going to release another video just about how easy it is to commute around the greater Lansing area. We have a great freeway system, and most of our roads are maintained well enough that you can drive safely everywhere you need to go in probably 10 to 20 minutes. So the mid-Michigan area, we don't have great mass transit. I don't think we'll ever see it. I don't think we'll ever be big enough that we're going to get light rail. We're definitely never going to get a subway system here. And the bus system's just okay. It runs in certain areas better than other areas, but in a lot of places it takes a while if you're waiting for a bus. So if you're used to that big city mass transit option, you're not going to find that in Lansing in the greater mid-Michigan area. But if you've got a car like most people, our roads get us around pretty quickly. So 6th reason, let's go to number 7. And if these aren't bothering you, let's make a move. All right, we're here at the end of our list. The 7th reason you may choose to avoid Lansing and mid-Michigan. If you want the big box stores that the big cities and the big metropolitan areas offer, we've only got a limited amount of them. Yes, we've got Home Depot. Yes, we've got a Red Lobster, but no, we don't have IKEA. We don't have the mega chains. We don't have the 24 stadium size seat movie theaters. No, we miss some of that stuff that large metropolitan areas have. The flip side of that one though, we support local mom and shop businesses. We've got lots of local eateries, clothes stores, boutiques, you name it. So if you're looking for the more mom and pop feel for your local businesses to support, the Lansing area has a whole bunch of options for you. So if you're looking for a place where you can jump in your car and be 20 minutes to the local IKEA or monster-sized shopping malls, we're not going to offer that here in the Lansing area. The good news is we can get around Michigan really easily. An hour and 15-minute drive to the east, and we'll find ourselves in Metro Detroit, a city of about 5 million people with every big box store you could ever imagine, a huge airport, and about an hour to the west, we'll find ourselves in Grand Rapids, about 1.2 million people with a lot of those options. So if you need to shop at the big box stores, the Bass Pro Shops, the IKEAs, and go to a mall that has 10,000 shops, you're not going to find it here, but you'll find it not too far away. And if you're like me, you might like the mom and pop feel of a small city like Lansing, where you can support small local eateries, small boutique shops, and help the money stay local. So for that reason, I think Lansing's pretty great, and you might too. So we're at the end of our list. let's wrap it up. What are reasons that you might not like to move to the Lansing area? What are the drawbacks of this area? Okay, here we are. We're at the end of our list. What are the top 7 reasons not to move to Lansing? First, that winter weather, cold, dark, and we get snow. We get snow. Yes, we do. We get ice storms some years too. But if you can look over that or you enjoy being outside during the winter, probably not an issue for you. All right, number 2, this is a college town. East Lansing's right in the middle of our metropolitan area, and there's a lot of students here for 9 months out of the year. So if you don't want the college town vibe, you may not want to live right here in the city. Number 3, this economy may not fit your skill set. It may not provide what you want in a job. We are supported by a few big industries, and there's not a lot of variety outside those industries. Number 4, you may be looking for a faster paced big city feel, and Lansing's a small city. Things are a little slower, a little more quiet here. Number 5, the property taxes. We have really high property taxes in mid-Michigan in most of the areas, especially in the incorporated areas in the cities and townships that most of our population lives in. Number 6, we don't have great public transportation. It's easy to get around here in a car, but if you need public transportation, the bus system's really all you got going for you. That may be a drawback for you. And number 7, we don't have the big box stores. We don't have the monster malls. We don't have the IKEAs of the world right here in Lansing. So if you want all that stuff right at your fingertips, you may want to live in a bigger city. We do have the mom and pop stores though. So anyways, those are our reasons why you may not want to live in Lansing. And if those aren't drawbacks to you, or you can get past a couple of them, well, maybe Lansing is the spot for you. Remember, it's a great place to live. We do have a strong economy. We have a solid jobs market for those industries we are in. And other than about 3 months of the year, the weather here is fantastic. It's a great place to live if you enjoy being outdoors and you like mild weather for at least 8 months out of the year. So don't forget, we are here to help you make your move to Lansing happen. We'd love for you to subscribe and like our videos. So remember, if you want to make a move to Lansing, we're here to make that happen for you. We're here to be your resource and provide information to you. You can contact us. All our contact information is in the comments below. Schedule an appointment, leave a comment. We look forward to helping you.